What's up, everybody? Welcome to Chronicles of a Chef. I'm Sky Hamilton. In today's video, we are going to talk vinaigrettes and emulsifications. From shaking up that store-bought to making your fresh own to blending your own vinaigrette. All sorts of options. Salads, asparagus, even marinating chicken. Let's get cooking. All right, let's get talking vinaigrettes and therefore also emulsifications. As you can see here in this classic Italian vinaigrette that you can get from any store, we have a good separation, right? We have all that oil, we have all the other things down here, and when you shake it, it becomes all one thick. When it's just oil and vinegar, where you're forcing those two things together, oil and vinegar don't want to combine and they don't want to be together. So you have to shake them and force them together or whip them together or blend them together, all sorts of different options, but it's not going to hold together very long. So for our basic vinaigrette, what we're going to do, I like to go with a jar with a lid. This is a mason jar. It's clear so that you guys can see what's going on. It can be in any jar that seals really well, and you can give it a good shake to make our vinaigrette. When making a vinaigrette, I like the ratio of 3 parts oil to 1 part vinegar. We can use lemon juice, nice and acidic, orange juice, lime juice, grapefruit juice. Any of those are going to be acidic, as well as any kind of vinegars. We got apple cider vinegar, white wine vinegar, red wine vinegar, balsamic vinegar, your classic, right? Today we'll focus a little bit more on some white balsamic. It's a little bit lighter in flavor, and I just really like to play with that. We're going to make a 1/4 cup of vinaigrette here to start with. And so that means we're going to do 1 tablespoon of our vinegar. I'm going to drop that in there. And then we're going to do our 3 parts or 3 tablespoons of oil. Now, you can go with some fancier kind of olive oil that's for drizzling, and it's going to have strong olive flavors. You can go more of a cooking olive oil, which is less on that olive flavor, or you can go with more neutral, like an avocado oil. I wouldn't recommend doing a canola oil because there's going to be there's a little bit of a taste to canola, but any oil that you would like to use, you can do. We're going to go with this drizzle olive oil. Ooh, it's pretty. So 1, 2, and 3. 4 tablespoons to a 1/4 cup. Go ahead and give this a shake so we can see the separation. And you can kind of see the separation in there. Zoom in right here. Just a little bit there. We shake it up, and it's already kind of thickened up. It's changed consistency, and we've made a small emulsification. This is not strong. It's not going to hold it up very long, but this is your basic vinaigrette. You can pour this over a salad and call it good. Lemon juice and olive oil, when you put those just over, or oil and vinegar mix over the top of a salad, is a classic, simple vinaigrette. We're going to add some more to it because we can, and why not? I have a tablespoon of shallots and a garlic clove, and I grated the garlic clove just so it's nice and fine and kind of seeps out a little bit more of that flavor. I'm going to drop this in here. If you like your vinaigrettes a little bit more punchy, a little more vinegar, then up that ratio. It's all good. It's going to change how it emulsifies a little bit, but just a little shaky shake is all you're going to need to do. Hit it with some salt. Oh, it smells delicious. So we got our garlic, we got a little salt, little shallot in here. Really, really simple. It's bright, it's rich. That olive oil is there and you can absolutely taste it. It's phenomenal. Other ways that you can flavor it besides just simple adding like garlic, salt, or shallots or an onion, your favorite seasoning. I'm going to use Bonneville's from High Desert Kitchen. It's nice and herby, but you can do any kind of seasoning. If you want to do more of a barbecue sauce feel, yeah, whatever your favorite barbecue sauce is. Montreal steak seasoning vinaigrette would be delicious, and there's nothing wrong with that. The beauty is there's no wrong answer. How much you want it to taste like it, put that much in. Okay, and because there's a lot of vinegar in here and a lot of fat, that salt level is going to be balanced out because you're going to have to fight through the fat and the acid to kind of get that extra salt flavor. So, add that on here and give it a nice shaky shake. And look at that. We are getting a beautiful vinaigrette right here. It's nice and it's slightly loose, Nothing crazy though. I can taste all the herbs, the garlic's there, the onions there. Loving that. Other things that we can do, fresh herbs, but a little fresh chives, some hand-torn dill. Sure, that's a great option. A little fresh basil. I think so. Throw that in there. Now I've added all these other herbs and everything. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of salt, just to kind of help ump those flavors up. A little black pepper for a little bit of heat. Again, put our lid back on, give it a nice shaky shake. And just like that, we have this beautiful vinaigrette that's nice and herby now. Love it. Now, what can you do with this vinaigrette? All sorts of options. Option number one, make a quick salad. You can do arugula, you can do spinach, you can do all sorts of lettuces, or I'm gonna make a simple tomato cucumber salad. So we got a half cup of tomatoes, large dice, half cup of cucumbers, large dice, about a quarter cup of shallots, thinly sliced. We're gonna take our vinaigrette, we're gonna give it one more little shaky shake here, and we're just gonna take a nice spoonful, give this a good mix. Oh, there it is. A little salt, little pepper, and just like that, we have made a simple but delicious cucumber tomato salad. Just like that. The herbs are there, that oil, that olive oil is a nice richness to it. The vinegar comes through nicely, gives a little pop of brightness. Love it. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do you stabilize your vinaigrette so that the emulsification can hold longer? There are varying degrees of stabilizers. At home, we have three main really good options here. A mustard, honey, and then of course, an egg yolk. So we have three different options. We're gonna add a teaspoon of Dijon mustard to this guy, and then we're gonna do our little shaky shake. And as you can see, it's thickened up just a hair more. Not a whole lot, because this isn't gonna thicken it, it's just gonna help hold that emulsification together. You can use ground mustard, Dijon mustard, yellow mustard, Grand Poupon, whatever mustard you want. Grainy mustard isn't gonna thicken up as well, but it can kind of hold things together. You can use a grainy mustard, especially if you're gonna use a blender or something like that. Nice thing about mustard is it tweaks the flavor. Now you have a little bit more of acidity because there's a lot of acid in your mustard, but there's also an extra brightness and a little bit of heat from the mustard. All right, let's repeat this process, but we're gonna use honey as a stabilizer. A tablespoon of vinegar. We got 3 tablespoons of olive oil, teaspoon of honey. I'm gonna combine that with a teaspoon of mustard here, pinch of Bonneville seasoning, our shallots and garlic, some of our fresh herbs here. Give that a good shake. And as you can see, the consistency, this one has already separated just a hair. And that's just because there isn't strong binding elements in this one. Now, we'll give this guy a little taste. Ooh, sweet. The herbs are there, a little bit of heat from the mustard. This is delicious. Now, salad, that's a great option for vinaigrettes. But there's gotta be other things that we can do, right? Absolutely. I've got 8 ounces of chicken tenders here, and we're gonna use this vinaigrette as a nice marinade. We're just gonna drizzle some of this over the top here. Then we're gonna hit things with a little bit of extra salt, a little peppers, and then we're just gonna give this a nice mix. Now, you can use Italian vinaigrette, any sort of salad dressing that you get at a store. It's a great marinade. It's pre-done, it's ready to go. We are gonna roast our chicken tenders off in the oven. I have it preset to 375. But for the third step in our emulsification process, we are gonna eat that with some roasted asparagus. We're just gonna keep it really, really simple and let the emulsification of this vinaigrette really shine. So we're gonna hit this with some salt and pepper. We're gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil over the top. Then we're gonna go ahead and just throw down our chicken. We're gonna roast this off at 375 for about 20 or so minutes. Pull it out and give it all a taste test. All right, now, while we're waiting on those to cook, let's go ahead and make our third emulsification, which is gonna use an egg yolk. This is probably gonna be one of the stronger or strongest emulsifications with a vinaigrette that we're gonna be able to make. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 1 egg yolk, go ahead and Separate that out. Whoops. We want just the egg yolk. Drop that guy in there. We're going to go ahead and throw in our shallots and garlic. We are then going to do a little bit of everything, right? We're building up on all these different levels of binding power. So a little teaspoon mustard, teaspoon of honey. Now, you can't do agave. Isn't going to have the same power as this. It will have a little bit of viscosity and a little bit of thickness to it. So it will kind of help thicken an emulsification, but it's not going to help bind, nor will maple syrup or any of those kinds of things. You can always add sugars or other things to bring sweetness to your vinaigrette or your emulsification, but honey is actually going to be an actual binder. All right. Vinegar, oil. And looking at this, because we're going to do an emulsification and we're going to do a blender, I'm going to double our ratio. 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of oil, which means we're going to do an extra tablespoon of our vinegar. Throw a little salt in here, a little Bonneville seasoning. You can do this in a blender. You can do this with an electric hand whisk. You can do it with a whisk attachment in your Bosch or KitchenAid. You can also whisk this by hand. My immersion blender is going to whip everything up just fine and be able to pull everything tight and force all those molecules together to bind them up and make them be friends. Plus, we have our honey and our mustard and our egg yolk in here to hold it all together. So, now, if you want this to be thicker and that tastes good. But if you want this to be thicker and a little bit more mayo-like, you're going to want to go a little heavier on your oil. But I think I like this consistency. I'm going to go a little bit longer just to kind of really whip it into shape. I think that is delightful. If I was going to add any more salt or anything like that, I would continue to use this blender, but we're not. I think that salt levels, it's bright, it's acidic, it has the right amount of tang, but it also has just enough of that oil, especially the olive oil. It tastes phenomenal, but giving it great richness, plus the texture is helping. Now, you may have noticed that I didn't put any of our fresh herbs into this yet. I didn't want to blend those all up. I wanted them to be a little bit more whole and bigger throughout this whole kind of sauce. But look how luxurious and saucy that is. Throw a little extra fresh dill in here, a little of our chiffonade basil. If you want to see a video of mine where I'm going over all the different kind of like classical quote unquote French cutting techniques and names and all that kind of stuff, let me know down in the comments what's the kind of cut that you struggle with the most or don't understand why you use it or why we need it, and I'll be more than happy to make a video about knife cuts and all that kind of stuff. The chiffonades are fun. Plus it's fun to say chiffonade. Sounds extra fancy. We'll go ahead and throw a little of the chives in there. Give that a nice shake. Oh, look how beautiful and thick and luxurious this sauce is looking. Oh, yeah. So good. All right, let's dig in on these things. Now, normally this chicken, I would have preferred to let it marinate for like at least a half hour, if not an hour, a couple hours. But we're going to test it out and see. I really like to do this and then grill the chicken, but the vinaigrette is still there. It's nice and herby. I get a little bit of the Bonneville. There's that little bit of richness of the oil, but then there's a little bit of a zing from the vinegar that's in there. I think what we should do is drizzle a little bit more on here, just as a why not. Can make a great like kind of vinaigrette style chicken salad. I think it would be delicious. Just that touch more brings it out, and just a little slight dip into it was absolutely delicious. Let's give this cucumber tomato salad a little extra try. Now that all the flavors have kind of sat together, they've gotten to know each other, they've become friends. It's only gotten better. It's nice, it's light, it's refreshing. The vinaigrette's kind of soaked into the tomato and into the cucumber, so there's not much. There's a little sauce. That's a little bit more of the tomato and cucumber juice mixed in, but the vinaigrette's not like it's broken or fallen apart or anything like that. So delightful. Now for the asparagus. Get this little like almost like a makeshift hollandaise. Man, that is delicious. Oh, look at the way that it coats it, covers it all. Yes. So good. The great thing is like this right here. This is a great meal all together, and we just made this out of one vinaigrette that we just slowly thickened all up. So cool. Thank you so much for watching. This was a blast to make. I love the whole progression of vinaigrettes and emulsifications. I hope you learned something, and I hope that this inspires you to get out there and make some vinaigrettes at home and make them from scratch and kind of play with your food a little bit. It's fun and delicious, aka win-win. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things, and we'll see you next time.